Give it a few seconds, maybe some people start rolling in. So today, guys, my name is Kieran, and I'm going to be showing you some cool stuff we can do with these things. These are modelling balloons. Most of you at some point would have probably had a packet of them as a birthday present or a Christmas present, or maybe you've seen them knocking around. I'm going to teach you how to make some cool things out of them. They're really cheap, don't cost a lot of money. You probably need a pump because I don't have big boy lungs to blow them up. You will need 260s is what I'm going to be using, just so you know which ones to buy. But they're very, very cheap. You can get them for pennies. Pennies. And this is the pump I'd recommend if you're going to get a pump. But there you go. Anyway, first thing I'm going to show you guys how to make is something that a very nice gentleman who works for Non-Stop Kids showed me how to make a little while ago. A lovely flower bracelet. These are lovely. Mummies love these. Little girls like these, and even little boys like these. These are really cool. So I'm going to teach you how to make one of these. Very simple. You're going to need 2 balloons. Okay, you're going to need a white one, which we are using for the centre of our balloon, so of our flower balloon, and as our wrist bracelet. And we're going to need another colour, which is going to be for the petals. So I'm going to use pink and white because these are the colours I really like. So first thing you've got to do when you're using balloons, okay, and these are great, you can make these for your mummy for Mum's Day or for a birthday, but you give a balloon a little stretch. Don't have to do it quite as much as I just did there. A little quick stretch like this, and you're going to take your balloon pump like this, and you're going to make sure that it's over the end, and you're going to pinch here nice and tight. If you hold it like this, and you do that, they fly off eventually, so we're not going to use those. So I'll grab a different colour very quickly. We'll use red. We'll make a red flower this time, okay? So give it a little stretch, put it over, and make sure you're holding the end on nice and tight as you give it a few pumps. And this is called the tail. We're going to leave a little tail on this, if you can see like that. I'm going to leave like that much tail. Now, that is about 4 adult Kieran fingers. So to give you some size, about the width of a box of plasters. Perfect. So yeah, just a little bit of a gap, and that's just to give the room, give the balloon room for you to push it and stretch it. Because every time you make a fold or a bend in this balloon, this bit of air is going to push up to this end, and if you fill it all the way to the top, you're not going to be able to twist it. It's going to explode in your face and make you jump, and nobody wants that. So we leave a little tail, okay? And when tying the balloon, you can get your mum and dad to help you, but mums and dads, the easiest way to tie a balloon off, and boys and girls, the easiest way to tie a balloon off, that I've personally found. Okay, we're going to give it a quick inflate. We're going to leave that tail again. I'm going to show you nice and up close, okay? I'm pinching it like this. 2 fingers. Now see how much stretch I've got here. If you let go of the balloon like this, right at the tip, you're not going to have that. And what that means is you've not put enough of the balloon onto the pump when you've been inflating it. So to fix that, all you can do is give it a little twist down here, and then let the air flop out of it. And then I've got a nice big stretchy bit here again. Now before you tie a balloon, I like to do, some people call it bleeding, some people call it burping, but just make the balloon do a little trump, and then you're going to wrap it straight up. It's going to go over the front of your fingers, okay, round this outside, straight up, and then I'm going to use my fingers to push the balloon up, have that go under the balloon, and then it's going to come up and through my fingers here, and then all I've got to do is just pull my fingers out, and that ties a nice easy knot, okay? The more stretch you've got on the balloon, the less it's going to hurt your fingers when you're tying. So that's what we've got. So how do we turn that into that? Glad you asked. So what we're going to do, we're going to fold. This is called, you're never going to guess, it's called a petal. We're going to make a petal, okay? So even if you're not making a flower, we still call that a petal. So what you've got to think about is, whose wrist are you making for? They're a little tiny person, then you're going to do a little teeny tiny petal. If they've got a big boy wrist, you might do a bigger one. Okay, we'll go in the middle. So all you're going to do is the end you've tied on, okay, don't start this end. You're going to start this end, we're going to fold this over and around. And now, I'm going to hold on to this little diddly bit. I'm going to pinch it between my forefinger and my thumb. I'm going to squish it down, and with my other hand, I'm just going to twist a few times. And then we're going to take that end, and all you're going to do is just poke it through. And that's going to stop it from coming undone. So now you've got this. Now this can also be a foot for a leg, but right now we're using it as a petal. So we're now going to make sure that the next, we're going to do one of those again, but we're going to make it the same size. And the easiest way to do that is to line them up, like so. And you see I just fold it over so that it's about the same size as I'm looking at it. I'm then going to use my hands here, bad angle to show you, I'm going to pinch here, and it's going to explode. That's why we made another one earlier. So, you've made your first petal twist, in through it goes. You're going to line up your other one, like I just showed you. Give it a twist, and then twist both of those together. So now you're going to have something that looks a bit like this. And what we're going to do, if you look at the flower I've made, flowers naturally don't have an even amount of petals. I don't know why. Nature's very crazy, very clever. But what we do is we make sure we can do 5. 5's a nice number. Okay, if you do 4, you'll find it will look a bit weird. It looks like a flower, but it looks like a weird flower. So we're going to make another one. So again, we're going to hold the part that's sticking down, and I'm going to fold it up. And this is just practice for you to realise if it's about the right size. If the balloon feels a bit tight, like this one does, I've still got room at the end, but it feels tight when I'm squeezing it. So what I'm going to do is just give it a squeeze, and almost like massage the balloon. That makes it a bit softer and easier to bend. So I've now folded that back under. So I'm just gripping the top of the balloon with fingers and thumbs. This folds under with the other hand. I line it up. I'm going to twist it again, like this. Press it in, and now I'm using these fingers here to pull these two back as I twist that round. And there you go. So now we've got 3. Looking a little bit more like a flower, a little bit maybe like a sword, but it's not a very good looking sword. And we're going to do the exact same thing again. So we give a little massage. I'm going to use these fingers on my left hand to squeeze these up as I fold this one round, like so. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. A message popped up on the screen and I lifted my hands up as if to move it from the screen above the message so I can still see myself. Give it another twist, and we're just going to repeat this process. Okay. And you're going to try your best to get them to be about the same, be about the same size. And then for this next one here, we're running out of room now, so it's a little bit more tricky. We're going to shove this in here, like so. I'm going to fold it up again. Give it a twist. Again, using all of these hands here to pull the balloons back as I twist round. Okay, and you don't need to do too many twists. I find 3 is enough normally. Some people will say you need to do more. Some people might say to do less. I do 3. Okay, so now we're here. So we've got the top bit of our flower. Lovely. But we've got all this bit sticking off. And look, can you see how that tail that we had at the end is gone now, where all those twists have pushed that air up. We had about that much tail. So just putting those twists in it has made us lose all of that air. Lose all that air, lose all that slack. So we need to break the balloon now. Now, boys and girls, you might want to get mum and dad to do this for you. If you're feeling brave and you don't mind balloons it shouldn't even make a loud noise. I don't know why I'm saying that. What we're going to do is grab the balloon, we're going to twist it like so. Now, we don't need this end bit. This part here, we're going to tie into the balloon to stop all the air from coming out. So to break it, all we're going to do is like this. I'm going to hold it like so. Give you an angle that you'll be looking at when you do it. this finger here, my left hand, is going to come in, and I'm going to push it into the balloon where the twist is. Push it in here, and at the same time, I'm going to snap this end out. And what it's going to do is it's going to make it really easy just to... Sorry, I push in this end here, end that you're breaking off, in, and squeeze tight here, and just like that. And then this air will leak out slowly. I'm going to put it up, and I'm going to wrap it in and around the balloon a few times. Just literally through. Doesn't matter how you do it. And there you go. So that's how we've got the round part of our balloon. Now, we need to make the handle part and the centerpiece for the flower. And you can do these in any colours you like. These will be the same colour though for the design that we're learning. So now what we need to do is we need to make the middle. So that's really simple. We use a teeny tiny bit of air. So I'm going to stick this under my armpit for now. And we're going to use a teeny tiny bubble. Okay. So again, we're pushing the balloon all the way down. I like to have quite a bit on mine. That gives me lots of room to tie off. We're going to pinch here. And we're going to literally just make a bubble. Now that is the smallest amount I could get out of it. That wasn't even a full push. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to hold the balloon like this. And I'm just going to release pressure with these two fingers, little bursts. And I use this one here just to make sure I can size it up. There, that's about how big I want it. So I'm going to take the end. And we're not going to tie it off like we do usually. What we're going to do is we're going to take this end here. And I'm going to wrap it, and we're going to tie a knot like how we tie our shoelaces. See? So that's literally just this one coming over, this one going over the top of it, coming under and up like how we tie our shoelaces. And we're going to do one of those. One is all we need. And now we've got the centre of our flower. So I'm going to place it where I want it. And then the nozzle end, I'm going to take... I'm going to pull down through a balloon, up the side, and back down it again, and let go. And I'm going to take the other end. Now, I put it through this gap here. I like to, personally, just pull it down the opposite end. And now, you can either measure it to somebody's wrist, but I like to make mine really loose, because I find there's nothing worse than making one of these and them being really, really tight, and they hurt your wrists. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to take the end, and I'm just going to stretch it and just tie the end around one balloon a few times. And that gives us a nice big bracelet. See, that'll go over my wrist. It's nice and firm, but it's not so tight that it's cutting the airflow off. So you got that's a flower bracelet. Nice and easy, isn't it? Shall we learn something else? I think we've got time to learn something else. I don't know if I've been waffling for 15 minutes of waffling to make up a bracelet. How about we make something... Should we make a cool sword? I think we'll make a cool sword. Now, you've got your standard sword that everybody makes, and that is, they do this, they make a flower petal here, and they make another flower petal here. And they do that, and that's kind of a sword, but it's a rubbish sword. We don't want a rubbish sword, we want a cool sword. So, we're going to use multiple balloons, okay? Now, I've already got some inflated, so these are the ones we're going to use, but we usually make them black or silver, maybe. And all I'm going to do is, again, I've tied it like I did last time. I've left a little bit of a tail here. Fold it up like this, and fold it in half with one end slightly longer than the other. And then I'm going to wrap one end round. All we're doing is just twisting against it. So we've got a nice... That's a lot more firm. And you can actually hit somebody with that. You can have a sword fight with it. You can take the ends and just going to twist them together like so. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to poke that bubble through. Okay, so all I've done is I've grabbed the middle and I've twisted both hands in and out at the same time. doing this. And that's how I've twisted that round. And then you get to the end And all I've done is I've squeezed the two ends together and I've given them a twist. And I've taken one of these ends, opened it up, and just poked it through to help keep it all in place. So that's going to be the actual wacky bit of our sword, blade of our sword. And now we need to make a handle. So I'm going to make a green handle because that's the balloon I've got. So when we make a sword, we have what we call a cross guard. This is the cross guard. This is to protect your hands. Okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to make a strip, almost like a T shape. Okay? So we're going to make a T shape. To do that, then we're going to find roughly the middle. Fold over. And this one you want to be as tight as possible. Okay? So you can do it like this. Sorry if you can hear me over the balloon. Keeping it very tight in your hands, and I'm just rotating them round. I'm going to give a little twist like this. Okay, that's enough for a handle. And then we're going to do the same. We're going to twist these ends back on themselves to make the cross guard. Okay. Or if you like the design, you can do a flower petal. Okay. Let's do a flower petal for this one. We're doing 2 flower petals, just like we did when we made the flower a minute ago. Okay, and we've got the excess again, so we're going to break that off, like we did before when we twist. I pinch here, I put my finger in this hole, and I just pull apart. And we're going to take that end, and we're going to wrap that into the balloon. Wrap it on a few times, make sure that's not coming undone. Now the other way you can let air out of a balloon, this one's quite tight. I'm going to even struggle just to twist it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, take the end like this, and you can get a pair of scissors, and you can just snip it. I'm going to use a pair of clippers. There you go. Slip that air out. Snip it down. Wrap it round. Up and under, over around. There you go. And now we've got to attach the sword to the base. And those little balls and go through there. Goes through there. So now you've got that. Now that looks a bit weird, doesn't it? We don't really want those bits sticking out. So I'm going to take this end, wrap it around. Back around again, and around again, and around again. We're going to take this bit, we're going to snip that as well, just to let some air out of it. Tie it up, tie it around. And we're going to do the same for the other one as well. So we're going to take that round, poke it through. Flip it up, poke it through the gap, and we're going to do the exact same thing here. We're going to break that balloon off. Some more, and there you have it. That is a little bit more of a stable sword. You can give somebody a good old whack with that one, as opposed to the other one we made earlier. But there you go. So that is how to make a sword and a flower bracelet. That will keep at least 2 people happy. If you make a sword, they can have a sword fight. You can make Mum a lovely flower bracelet to say sorry for breaking all of the furniture in the house. So there you go. Lovely. Do we have time for more? 10 minutes. We've got time for one more. I'm not gonna... yes. Time for one more. Shall we make... what shall we make? Let's make... Doggies are boring. Do a lot of doggies, don't we? Should we do dinosaur? Let's do a dinosaur. I like Tyrannosaurus Rexes, and I've got green in my hand. That works for me. So, you need a green balloon if you want a green dinosaur. But no, let's be weird. Let's have... let's make a We do a pink dinosaur. I've got a pink balloon anywhere. Let's make a pink dinosaur. Pink dinosaur time. Ow. So, what we're going to do, again, we're pinching here. We're going to give it a little inflate. We need to leave a tail for this dinosaur. I'm going to leave about that much. Again, that's about 4 fingers worth. We're going to tie the balloon off again. Remember how we did last time? Make sure we've got, look at all of that slack. That's what we want. That makes it easy to tie off. Up, forward, back up and around. It goes under the balloon, like so. Through the gap in the fingers here. And then all I do is pull those fingers through and we've got a nice tied off knot. Now this is quite a lot of slack. You wouldn't usually want all of that, but we'll figure it out. So, dinosaur. Start this end. We want to take about 4 fingers worth and twist in. And again, we're pinching with our finger and thumb here. Oh, there you go. Give that a few twists. Then we're going to use I use my pinky finger to grip the balloon like this. So I can then measure with my fingers on my other hand. We're going to do a bubble. We want it about half the size of that one. So I'm going to pinch it there, give it a few twists. Can you see? Got about that? I'm going to fold this under and we're going to wrap the nozzle into it, just like we made the flower petal, but this time we've got an extra twist here and we are going to poke that through. Okay, that's the head of our Tyrannosaurus Rex. We're going to give the balloon a little massage. No, we've still got some tail left. And this is just going to be a little ball here. Okay, so I've just made a little 2-finger ball. I'm going to fold these down. Now don't be afraid, this bit is a bit, it feels like it's going to pop and it won't. I promise you it won't. As long as you can squeeze that bubble a little bit, it's not going to pop. So all I'm doing, I've got my thumb and hands gripping these together, squeezing inwards lightly. This one, I'm going to use my finger and thumb. I'm going to grab it, I'm going to pull up, and I'm just going to twist. Give that a few. Okay, so you end up with that. Now, I'll then take this round, so it looks like that. I'm going to bring that round and hide that at the back of his head. There you go. So that's the head of our T-Rex. I'm going to do another 2-finger bubble here. This is going to be his neck. And again, I'm going to pinch that with my little finger. Now we've got to do the T-Rex's arms. Okay, T-Rex's arms. They've got little arms, little diddy T-Rex arms. So we're going to do 3-finger bubble, roughly. 3-finger bubble. And then I'm going to do a teeny tiny, barely even a finger bubble after it. That's going to be his hand. Now, we're going to fold that back round, but he's only got one hand if we do that, so we need to make him another one of those teeny tiny little bubbles. Pinch it this way. Come on. All these little ones are such a difference. Right, there you go. Now, this is what we've got at the moment, okay? So we've got our head, we've done our little bubble for our neck, we've done a 3-finger bubble here, a 1-finger bubble and a 1-finger bubble. And I'm going to fold that over and I'm just going to line it up with this. I'm going to pinch roughly where it is. That's big enough. Yeah. No. There you go, like so. And these two, so this point here and this point here, are going to come together and I'm going to twist them in. Like so. There we go. Top part of our T-Rex. Now, T-Rexes don't have long bodies like that, do they? They kind of arc down. So we're going to do another one of those little bubbles, little 2-finger bubbles. And we're going to do that pinch twist again, which is where we pull it up and we twist. Ready? That's just going to help create an arc in his back. Now we just need some legs. Now you can use multiple balloons and we can make elaborate legs, but we haven't got time for that. So what we're going to do, we're going to measure the body. That's what we've got left. We need legs. Okay, so I think T-Rexes have quite big legs and they have like a reasonably long tail. We're running out of gap at the end here, so what we're going to do, pick about, I'd say about 8 fingers length for the body. Okay, about that. And we're going to make another one of those flower petals from earlier. Now all I'm doing is I'm folding this down and I can move it up and down at will. Okay, and I've got to try and balance the length of his tail to his legs. So I think about that. So I'm going to, that's where I want it. I'm going to fold at the top here. And here I'm just going to squeeze together and pinch round. Probably have done with a little bit of a longer tail for that one. So there you go, that is basically how you can make yourself a little T-Rex. He's cute, isn't he? And I've never seen a pink T-Rex before. So there you go. So again, just a quick recap. We'll make his body a bit shorter. Through here, with the leg. He popped in! So that's going to happen. Occasionally when you're playing with balloons, they're going to pop. Okay, you don't be afraid of it. It happens so quickly that you actually don't even notice it. Until it's happened, and then you're like, oh, okay, it's fine. So don't worry about when you're pumping them and you're twisting them, don't worry about them popping. They don't pop that often. It's because these have been stuck in a really hot room for a few days, probably in sunlight, which they shouldn't have been. Which, when you're storing your balloons, don't keep them in the sun. Okay, so, hope you had fun. You can always come back and watch this again once you've got your balloons to learn. And there's some lovely, very talented people on YouTube, if you want to look on there, that are really, really good and can teach you to make lots more balloons than what I've showed you here today. Just have a little quick look on there. I'm not going to shamelessly plug anybody, but just have a little look on YouTube. There's a very talented man and a very talented lady who are very, very good at balloon modelling tutorials. So, I hope you've had fun. Hope you're enjoying being at home all day, still. But much love. Have a lovely time. And we'll see you for the next one. Sayonara.